Hey now, what's going on, everybody? Get on over to Smitty1.com for more long-tailed content like this right here. Subscribe to the show. I'm going to pin it down below. Get into the news and notes around the NFL today because there are quite a bit of news nuggets out there that I would like to get to. So let me drop all of that right now. It looks like Tua is good to go, ready to roll. Don't expect him to start anytime real soon. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick will hang on to the job for as long as he stays healthy. He does well when he's in the lineup. So they want Tua to learn anyway. So don't expect anything big from Tua out of the gate. I see a lot of people drafting this guy like they're going to play him in year one. I think that could be a mistake. Even if he gets in there mid-season, he's going to struggle. So be careful with that. Roger Goodell, training camp looks like there's some potential delays. I'll fill you in more on that. Some reductions in reducing the salary cap. That's stuff we're gonna keep tabs on. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of moving parts here in the next couple of weeks. Don't get yourself comfortable in today's current NFL state because it will change on the daily. I still firmly believe we are headed in the right direction of playing more so than we were a couple days ago, but that could change like that. So just know that. Josh Jacobs expected to get more PPR work. That is not new news. I've been talking about that for quite some time. Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer Schmidt. My favorite 9 to 12 overall pick, 9 to 14 overall pick, is walking into draft value that has the highest floor and a very high ceiling. He's a top 5 running back potential, and he has a floor of top 12 to 14 overall and top 10 running back value, even if he disappoints on this front, meaning he doesn't get the PPR work that everybody expected him to get, which I fully expect him to get. Listen, Jacobs was not a starter at Alabama. Jacobs shared carries with Damian Harris. Damian Harris got more yardage. He had a 1,000-yard season, not Jacobs. And Jacobs had like a 500-something yard season, was his biggest season ever on the ground. And I'm not trying to knock him for that, but it made me cautious going into last year, I won't lie. And it made the Raiders cautious for overworking him, which I think was smart. Good play by Oakland. So Oakland said we're going to ease him into the running game. He's never had even a full college season, let alone a full pro season. Rookies hit a wall, people. If you're a rookie and you're used to a shortened season and you go into the NFL full go, you're going to hit a rookie wall come week 10, 11, 12. It's science, baby. It's science. And Jacobs went into last year as a rookie, not ever rushing over 500 and whatever, 50, 570 yards, whatever. They had to ease him in. So Oakland was very candid about it, saying we didn't give him a lot of PPR work on purpose, not because we don't think he could handle it mentally. We just wanted to physically ease him into the process. So guess what? Jacobs is going to get fed a ton more PPR work, and this is great news. And I think everybody should get excited about Josh Jacobs in 2020. Super, super safe ceiling value. Mike Davis looking like the backup in Carolina. Keep note of this if you are a McCaffrey owner. Something you need to keep an eye on. And I think McCaffrey is a big enough name, a big enough investment that in a deep league with a lot of roster spots, I would cuff Mike Davis to McCaffrey if you have the room. If you're talking about garbage bench spots on your team, why not? Why not throw him in there? So keep an eye on that. Jerry Judy signs his $15 million rookie deal, 4 years. Get ready for a top 10 wide receiver. I don't know that he's going to be consistent this year. Rookies might not be. Okay, so get that out of your head if you're thinking that Jerry Judy's going to just drop nuggets all year long. No, Jerry Judy's going to have his ups and downs. Jerry Judy's playing in an offense where I'm not super sold on freaking Locke yet. I don't know that Locke is the real deal. I'm not putting my Smitty stamp of approval on that yet. Hell no. Is my payway here yet? I ordered a payway on my drive over. Actually, Miss Smitty did. and I'm waiting for it. So I'm actually in the car right now, waiting for the payway, looking for the payway guy. Where's my payway? Where was I at? Jerry Judy. I'm not sold on Locke. I'm not. I mean, you can call me, you know, whatever name you want to call me because you think the weapons are there. Locke's proven this and proven that. I get a weird feeling. I get more of a Baker disappointment maker feeling, who I believed in. Oopsie on me. Oopsie on me. I get more of a feeling about Baker than I do about, Daniel Jones, a guy I think is going to make a big leap in 2020. That has me a little worried about investing in year one in Judy, but top 10 wide receiver numbers are to come for Jerry Judy. Make no mistake about it. Keyshawn Vaughn is the backup. Down below, Ronald Jones expected to be the starter. This is not news. We knew this. We knew that Ronald Jones was trending upward. Ronald Jones has been a very, very, very hot commodity the past 2.5 weeks in fantasy football drafts. And I don't mean like getting drafted at insanely crazy high value. I mean that people are excited about him. They're talking about him being one of those crafty running back 2 options in a build where you're building very late at your running back 2, and I agree with it. And in redraft, Keyshawn Vaughn and Ronald Jones can both be had so late. You can grab one around 9 or 10, grab the other in 11 or 12, maybe back-to-back rounds. And if you screw up at your running back 2, if you miss the ball, you drop the ball, you miss the boat, is what I'm trying to say, in your draft, and you misjudge how flow is going. The flow of your draft is not going as planned. I always tell you to stay best player available. Don't shy away from that plan of attack because you're worried about, I've got to hold up my running back 2. Best player available. And this is a great safety net move. If you screw up your running back 2, you go after Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn late in the draft. If you feel, oh my God, no running backs are falling, I've got McCaffrey and I went wide receiver, quarterback or whatever, and now you don't have any running backs available, Keyshawn Vaughn and Ronald Jones together might be available at 9, 10, or 10, 11 round range, and you can solve that problem. Lock in a pretty safe running back 2, I might add. It's one of my more favorite sneaky good late approaches. Ronald Jones in round 9 or 10, and Keyshawn Vaughn the very next round. It's a lock for running back, low end running back 2 numbers, maybe more. And I really, really like that approach. I think it's a very crafty approach. Dalvin Cook, ESPN, is reporting that they don't expect the holdout to last into the, what does it say there? I can't, my head's in the way. The first week of training camp, I believe. We'll see. I don't expect this to be a long holdout either. I think Dalvin Cook said to himself, we're in lockdown anyway. Why don't I, instead of acting like I'm happy, I act like I'm mad. I see if I can get some kind of contract negotiation going while I'm sitting here anyway. It was maybe a smart move. Maybe it burns some bridges. Maybe it upsets some people. I don't know. But if he comes back in time, all forgiven, all forgotten, not going to be a big deal. No preseason anyway. Like, he's going to miss some time maybe in camp, whenever camp is, or whatever the hell camp's going to be. But, as long as he doesn't miss too much contact work, if they start doing that, I'm not going to be too concerned. Bottom line, Dalvin Cook, this holdout has affected his value to the tune of him being a value grab in the mid first round. If you could even be a value grab, I think you can. I think Dalvin Cook's a value grab in the mid first round, and he falls to like 7, 8, 9 sometimes. And guess what? Because you can draft Madison at a very, very late range where it's not risky at all. You reach around for Madison, you'll be fine. You'll grab Madison, no problem. No one's going to snipe you like they will with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. You can get Madison. You have zero excuse for not getting Madison if you draft Cook. But this is a very, very good 6 to 8 overall pick. I'm not worried about the holdout, especially because Madison is so attainable. And Antonio Brown news, 2 days after announcing his retirement from not playing for an NFL team. Antonio Brown announces his retirement from not being in the NFL 2 days ago, and now says he's open. He indicated he would like to play in the NFL again. We all knew this. This is not new news. This is no news news. Again, Antonio Brown with the no news news. He fills up my no news category more than any other player in the NFL, and he's not even in the NFL. So that's my boy Antonio Brown. That does all of the that's all the news updates for today. So we have the Antonio Brown one, we have the Dalvin Cook holdout, probably won't last long. ESPN reporters are predicting, and I agree, Keyshawn Vaughn, Ronald Jones, one of my favorite handcuffs in 2020. If you screwed up and you're going late, here's my payway. Here's my payway. Atta baby, payway's here. Let's get the mask on. Let's get the mask on. I got the crazy mask today. This is the stupid mask. Payway's here. Payway's here. So Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn are one of my favorites. All right, let's get this. Hi, how's it going? I'll grab that from you. Thank you. It should be all paid. Yep. Thanks. Have a good day. Payway. Payway. Love Payway. Haven't had Payway in a while. Judy signed his deal. That should be all the news you need to hear about. I'm going to kick it back out to full screen and answer your questions. Thank you for enjoying the Fantasy Football Show news show, which I'm going to be doing here often on my live. What's up, Rob? How do you add that? Rob, I'm magical. I'm magical, Rob. That's how. DM me. Noah, what's going on? What's going on? Diaz, what's going on? People of the world. Guapo, I think it was. Diddy. Bros. King. Tampa. Hit me with some questions. I got cue cards down below waiting for me. Go football team. Attaboy. Yeah. Who are you playing this weekend? You're saying to a player, a fan of a team playing Washington Redskins. And they say, oh, who are we playing this week? Or let's say you're asking a Seattle fan. We're playing the football team. We're playing the football team today. And the matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the football team. Gotta be kidding me, man. It's going to take me some time, Noah. Okay, don't chastise me because I say Redskins for a few more times. I'm going to probably say it. Until they get a name, honestly, I feel like I should say it. I'm tired of this crap. If you're going to take away the team name, which I understand and respect the decision, not that everybody has to agree with it. They can respect it without disagreeing with it. At least come up with a freaking name. If you don't come up with a name, I'm almost obligated to call them the Redskins until you fix it. Until you put a proper name in front of it. Give them the Sentinels, give them whatever, and stop screwing around and calling them the football team. I'm not going to call them the football team. I refuse to call them the football team. You know who's got a football team? I do. The Cardinals. I call them a football team. The Cardinals are my football team. I'm not calling the Redskins a football team. The Washington, whatever. The Washington. I'll call them the Washington. I don't know what the heck I'm going to call them. What am I going to call them? I got to be politically correct. I can't call them the Reds. Can't do it, but I can't call them the football team. I'm not calling them the football team. I refuse. Swift or Dobbins rookie draft. In a rookie draft, dynasty, I assume, not a redraft because you're in a rookie draft. I'm going to go JK, but I like them both right now. Washington Warlocks, Washington Sentinels, Washington Reds, I hear. I don't know, but Washington, how are we going to, like, even NFL.com is still calling them the Redskins. If you go to week 1, it says that they're whoever, I forget who they're playing in week 1. It says Redskins. It has the Redskins helmet. It's not retired yet. They don't have it retired yet. I don't know what the hell to call them. So don't chastise me until they give me a name to call them. I'm not going to say the Redskins. I'm not going to call them the Washington. I'm not going to call them Washington unless I'm referring to Seattle. If I'm talking about the Seahawks, especially if I'm writing it, I'm a writer. I create content. And if I'm writing Seattle Seahawks, or if I'm talking about the Seahawks, and I've got to say football team, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind if I've got to say the Seahawks play the football team. If I'm doing Seahawks and spelling it out, and I literally have to put Washington. It pisses me off. It's not correct. It's not correct to say Seahawks or Cardinals and then Washington. You have to keep it the team name and the state. Oh, it's a mess. It's a writer's nightmare. It's a journalism person's nightmare to be worrying about this football team BS. It's just, I mean, they should have named them. If they would have named them, everybody would have changed it and moved on. And the Redskins would be a blip in the past that we barely remember. Remember when we called them the Redskins? No, now it's going to be, remember that fiasco? And people are going to, like, hang on to the name now because they don't want to call them football team. It's going to be ridiculous. Football team. A stupid name. Just completely idiotic. A stupid football team. Everyone's a football team. It's like, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say anymore. Irish boy, what's up? What's up, DJ? Buckeyes have Haskins, McLaurin. I like McLaurin. I think Haskins needs to be given a little bit of time. Oh, man. Stupid Washington. In your opinion, what are the chances the NFL season happens? I'm thinking it's still 50-50. I don't feel like anything's gotten, like, knocked off course. I know the preseason getting canceled, people view that as like, oh my God, it's at its end. I mean, delayed, yeah, I could see that happening. Push back to October 1. Don't be surprised if that happens. That's not that big of a push, too. We're talking about, 2.5 weeks, something like that. The season starts when? September, 7th or 9th? Or if you look at Sunday games, because there probably won't be a Thursday night game. I think pushing it to October 1 wouldn't be crazy. We're fortunate enough in the NFL to have a long off season that we can manipulate and play with that time frame where football's off. So delaying isn't I think if the NFL's smart, they would say we're starting October 1. We're just, regardless of what we project or what we run into, we're making the decision to plan early, be safe. We're starting October 1. They would be much better off doing that. I know there's logistics and problems that could occur with other sports and scheduling. I get it, but that's why you have a bunch of people getting paid, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to sit in a suit in an office building, in a boardroom, thinking up shit. Like, just in there thinking shit up. And so give them something to do. Hand them this problem and say, come up with a solution. Create a couple stadiums, run everything in those 4 stadiums. I don't know. I'm not the one having to come up with it. I came up with a good idea, and the NFL didn't want to use it, which was sell tickets to fans, and they have a helmet cam on every single player, and then you could switch to that player in an app and go into the Kittle cam. And then mid-handoff to Mostert, you're in Jimmy G's cam. He hands the ball to Mostert. You decide to go into the Mostert cam if you want to, and you see Mostert running the football. You jump into any cam you want at any moment. You pay a premium amount for that ticket, for that app, for that usage. And the NFL, I tagged them. I told them all about it. If it comes out, we know who created it. Senior Smitty. And hopefully they'll listen to me. They can make some bucks that way. How long until the vaccine? Don't hold your breath, bro. Don't hold your breath. And I'm not taking that shit right when it comes out. You kidding me? I've seen I Am Legend. You can't trick me. I'm not taking a vaccine right out of the gate. Are you kidding me? Hell no. I'd rather inject Corona into my eyeball right now than take a vaccine that they're bum rushing out the door to try and solve a problem that nobody even knows what the hell's going on. Hell no. Do you remember the team you ever drafted, the first fantasy team you ever drafted? I know I drafted Troy Aikman in the first round in my first fantasy draft, which is a huge mistake, and it's how I learned that a good quarterback doesn't really mean good fantasy quarterback. And that was in 1992 or 93 or something. So I do remember my first draft pick. I don't remember my first player, our first team. But man, I've been playing fantasy football since a lot of you were in diapers. Since 1992, where you tabulated it all on Monday morning in the box score, and you had the Monday night game pending, and you had to wait for those stats to come out. But you didn't get to know how you did until lunchtime or before school started we had a commissioner, a treasurer, and a stat man. And if your stat man didn't show up at the cafeteria to get that donut, that chocolate milk, bust out the paper in your 4 or 8 team league, because no one played in 10 or 12 team leagues back then. You played in a 4 or an 8 or a 6 team league back then, because fantasy football wasn't popular. And so you get the box score out, you calculate it all, and you find out who won. Or you'd say, oh, you got a Monday night game going, you could win this. And that's how it rolled. That's how it rolled back then. That's how it rolled. I'm about to eat my payway. I've got, look, Miss Smitty's amazing. Teriyaki chicken, white rice, no onions on top, no scallions. Smitty does not like scallions. It says it on the fucking receipt. And that's how amazing she is. If you're watching Miss Smitty, I know she's probably wondering why I'm still in the car. You're the best. You're a saint. You're an angel for putting up with this man right here. What did she get? Sweet and sour chicken, white rice. Excellent choice, Miss Smitty. I like it. I don't even know what she got to order. Next question, and then I gotta bounce. I'll answer 2. Oh God, you guys filled up I'll try and get through these real quick. Should the name be Buckeyes? I mean, Buckeyes wouldn't be bad. Buckeyes wouldn't be bad. Did I screwed up my pin? Damn it. Damn it! Next question. Who do you think the best defense is in the NFL? 49ers or... There's a lot of defenses that could get in the mix for that top spot this year, really. It could be, you know who, I'll give you a sleeper rather than give you the boring old, New England, Chicago, Pittsburgh. Like, I'm going to give you a sleeper, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Think about what happened in New England. Facing Tom Brady makes you a better defense. Facing a good defense makes Tom Brady a better quarterback. It's really good how that happens. They already have kind of some good components there. Playing Tom Brady on the regular is going to make that defense really, really good. And I think people are going to get some good numbers out of that defense alone based on the fact that the offense is going to be, controlling the clock. Defense will be healthy and fresh and playing better. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a pretty darn good sleeper defense to grab. You don't have to draft them high either. Don't draft them high. Do not. But that's one that I want to throw out there. Mahomes or Jackson, you can't really go wrong, but I'm taking Mahomes. I don't care. I hate the argument that you get an extra running back if you draft Lamar Jackson. the dumbest thinking in the world. That's such a dumb comment. You get an extra running. No, you don't. You don't get an extra running back. I don't know about you, but I don't get to set an extra player in my lineup. I get the thinking that it's because he runs for so many yards. Then I can give you the same freaking argument. Drafting Mahomes is like drafting another quarterback. Like I get both statements if you're going to talk about both players that way. That I'd be okay with. But when people say draft Lamar over Mahomes, I'm not saying that those don't make sense. So for those of you with your panties in a bunch right now, because I said that, I agree with you if you're going to say Mahomes and Lamar are great because both of them are like drafting an extra player. That makes a lot of sense. But when you say draft Lamar over Mahomes because you get an extra running back, it's moronic because Lamar's not near the quarterback that Mahomes is. You're getting an extra quarterback. Like, stop with this nonsense. Mahomes is going to throw 45 or more TDs in 2020. That's my opinion. You don't agree with that, then that's where our divide is. Stop talking about how you don't draft a quarterback early. I hate that garbage talk all the time. Regurgitated information over and over and over. If he throws for 40 to 45 TDs, I think he's going to throw for 45 to 50. If you think he's even going to throw for 40 to 45, he should be a end of the second round player to you easily. But no, you don't think so, right? Not you specifically, Jack. But, Bill from accounting is thinking that way. He doesn't want to draft Mahomes or Lamar early because he thinks he needs to wait on a quarterback. Both approaches are amazing. Both of them can lead you to the promised land. I'm taking Mahomes. I'm taking the guy that isn't running 170 times a game or a season. 170 times a season is a lot of times to run the football. And don't tell me, oh, he stayed healthy so far. Running that amount is going to get you hurt in time. I hope it's not 2020. I'm certainly not going to bank on that happening, and I'm going to draft Lamar. If Mahomes is gone, I'm taking Lamar. I love Lamar. I love Mahomes. I'm drafting both, but I'm taking Mahomes ahead of Lamar. Miles Sanders or Jacobs, not even close for me, Josh Jacobs. Miles Sanders is a good second drafted player. That's where his ADP should have stayed. Everybody driving Miles Sanders into first round value, they're putting themselves in a position where he could deliver, but he has to for you to break even. Jacobs is the safest 8 to 12 overall pick you can make in 2020. If he stays healthy at all, he's going to get you that value back, even if he disappoints you and doesn't bring in the PPR work that we think he will get, and I do firmly believe he will get it. He will get a big uptick in PPR work, and don't think for a second Jacobs can't earn his keep at 12 overall value. Disappointing. Whereas Miles Sanders, I think he has a little bit of a poor man's McCaffrey to his name. The Eagles don't run the ball through one player historically. Will that change? There's no one there, right? Maybe they bring in Freeman. Maybe Boston Scott's better than you think. Maybe even if he isn't, they still use Boston Scott a ton. Clement, who knows who they bring in? They wanted to bring in Hyde. That should tell you something alone. Wanting to bring Hyde in means they're still looking. Means they're still going to maybe potentially bring in Freeman. And Freeman's probably not as done as you think. He's not going to be a top 5 running back or 10 running back ever again. Probably won't ever start unless Sanders got hurt and he filled in for 4 or 5 games. In that role, he could do okay. I think Freeman's got more left in the tank than people think. I think Atlanta's a big reason why Freeman failed. We're going to see that in turn with Todd Gurley and realize Todd Gurley's not in the best spot that everybody seems to think Todd Gurley's in. Todd Gurley's not in a great spot. Gallup or Funches, give me a break, bro. Gallup by a mile. By a long-ass mile. That one's not even close. Jacobs falls a late second because people listening to the counselor these days. No one's listening to the counselor, Saucy. Come on. He's an entertainment show. Last question, and then I gotta go because Miss Smitty's food is sitting here. And I need to get it in. Drake or Eckler, give me one in one league, one in the other. I love them both. Dude, Godwin or Evans, give me Godwin, but I love both. Godwin's more of an end of the second. Evans is top of the third. They're both very, very tightly packed into that 18 to 24 overall range. Michael Thomas, top 4 pick. I understand why you would think that or draft him there, but I'm not taking him there because I'd rather have the running back. I'd rather have Elliott or Cook and then get Godwin later than take Mike Thomas and have to deal with a Fournette, a Sanders, a Mixon, who I don't believe in as much as I believe in Cook with Madison or Elliott with Pollard. It's all preference, and I get why everybody would go in different directions. That's why we play the game. Why do you think... let's see. I think that's all the questions I got for today. Last question here. Who do you like to see traded to the Bucs more, Bell or Hunt? Bell. I think Bell still has top 5 running back appeal in the right spot. New York is not that spot. New York is going to make it hard pressed for him to be a top 8 to 10 running back. But Bell has one more year left, and no one knows it, and no one might ever realize it ever. And we'll go to our graves thinking, oh, Bell was done, but he's not. If he can get out of there mid-season, a team wants to trade for him and win now, or somehow a deal gets done. I mean, look what happened with Hopkins. Anything can happen right now. I'm not going to put trade past anybody. Bell would thrive in Tampa Bay. He's a big enough name that if they got him, they would for sure use him. Hunt is a small enough name still because of his past in a way that I don't know he'd be guaranteed all the work. So I want Hunt to stay where he is. I think Hunt can win leagues in Cleveland. Got a great feeling about Kareem Hunt, the way they want to use him even when he's not starting. But if Chubb goes down, something I predict, and that's all gut instinct, you can yell at me all you want. Say, how do you predict injury, Smitty? Because I can't, and because I will, and because I did. And Hunt, to me, is going to win leagues. So I don't want Hunt going anywhere, but I want Bell in Tampa. I certainly do. That'll do it for me. I appreciate all of you. Later. Peace out.